My name is Alyssa. Over a month ago, we entered the new year. Like every year, many of us get asked the same question as the years before. What are your New Year's resolutions? We reflect on our insecurities and roadblocks we faced last year and begin to make a never-ending list of things we wish to change about ourselves. Like many others, hitting the gym was at the top of your list. Drinking more water, saving more money. Don't worry, these were all on my list too. Walking into my local gym this past month, I noticed we had gained many new members. Although I'm glad to see others come to work on themselves, I think to myself, what are they struggling with? What led them here today? Could they be struggling with the same insecurities as me? A life filled with uncertainties and discontentment will always be unhappy. Each of us follows a different path to self discovery, but what gets us through is the emotional journey that lays the foundation for who we are now. Let's look into two self doubting stories and how they turned out. We will begin looking into an Aesop fable titled The Raven and the Swan, as it represents a story about falling into the trap of insecurity. Then I will share a more tangible story of my own. Aesop uses this fable to convey a moral lesson. As retold by the website Aesop Fables, retrieved on August 20th, 2018, a raven once observed a swan and was immediately drawn to its lovely white feathers. The raven abandoned his perch and moved into the lake, believing that the color of the water the swan was swimming in was the result of regular cleaning. He spent the entire day washing, nearly drowning himself, yet his feathers stayed as black as always. And because the water weeds he consumed upset his stomach, he grew thinner and thinner until he eventually passed away. The raven story teaches us the consequences of trying to change ourselves because of someone else's looks. The swan could only pity him. Now, let's look into how this unfortunate tale relates to our daily lives. I have always struggled with my self image. I'd say that social media had a significant impact on my self consciousness. I was never popular, had any boys like me, or even try to flirt with me. When I became a teenager, these things became a desire for me. I struggled with my weight the most. I began obsessing over how many calories I ate, how much sugar I ate, and how my clothes fit. I tried countless diets and overexercised my way into losing over 20 pounds at 11 to 13 years old. When you try to change something that is meant to be, you suffer the consequences of self-reflection. I achieved the one thing I thought I wanted, to be skinny. I had become a human prodigy of the people I desired to be, until one day I realized I hated myself more than I did when I was heavier. I was so consumed with how I used to look that I didn't even realize the weight I had lost or how unhealthy I had become, and I refused to look myself in the mirror. In the end, I had lost something for what seemed like nothing. Though my consequences were not as severe as Aesop's The Raven and the Swan, I can share the same moral lesson with others. Insecurities will always be present, as illustrated in Aesop's fable, and through the retelling of my own experience. It's simple to be loving toward ourselves when things go according to plan, when we succeed, and when other people like us, but we tend to be harsh on ourselves when we are struggling the most. According to Goodreads, Mark Twain once said, "The worst loneliness is not to be comfortable with yourself." We can still have a strong foundation founded on self-love regardless of what occurs on the outside. Thank you. Are there any questions?